We're here with Alexander Cole, and why don't you introduce yourself and tell a little bit what are you busy these days?
My name is
Alexander
Cole, I'm known as Harry as well. I'm the political editor of an international comment website called The Commentator, and I'm also the news editor of the Guido Fawkes blog, which is a Westminster-based, London-based political scandal, gossip and news site. Voted #1 in the UK.
Well, I bet you are, but what do you think of Russia?
It's fantastic. It's my second time here. It's first time in Moscow. I arrived the other morning, had a fantastic walk around yesterday, having a great time. This conference is incredible. It's real atmosphere, real buzz to it.
What do you think of Russian startups, Russian companies? You know, it's kind of.
Well, it's booming. I mean, everyone's. There must be more iPads in this in this room than anywhere else. It's incredible. It's there's some really met some fascinating people, and there's some really great ideas floating around. And I think it's great to get everyone in the same place. You know, just kind of bounce ideas off each other. It's great.
So, what was your main purpose of coming here, though, other than just?
Basically, I'm a big fan of deregulation of the media and the importance that social media and blogging can play in readdressing the balance, so to speak, with the mainstream media and newspapers and television, and kind of putting the power into the hands of citizens. And that's something I'd be fascinated to, really wanted to help out and kind of spread around the world. And so, great place to start was Moscow.
Well, yeah, that is. Yeah. What about? But I mean, London is a pretty good place as well. I mean, you have like billion startups, billion communities. This kind of stuff. I mean,
it is. I think
all the social media, it's all like built up. But
it is. I think the kind of the best practice, so to speak, and the best ways of using social media to engage and spread news and spread information, as well as campaign on issues. I think the more people you get kind of talking about that and sharing the ideas, the better it will become. You see how it's kind of spread around the world in the last 8-9 months in terms of the Arab world. Also to learn ideas, learn what you guys are doing and what practices I can take back to London.
Yeah. What do you see here which you don't see in London or England? Europe, I guess.
A lot more. The kind of age of the people here is incredible. So many people here are so much younger than I thought they would be, and yet so much more technologically advanced than many of the people I know back at home. It's incredible to see the kind of how early, at an early age, these kind of your kind of brightest people are hitting their peak, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I just think much more hungry than here.
Yeah, I think that's probably got something to do with it, which in a way is a good thing.
What do you think of Skolkovo, though? I mean, what do you think of Skolkovo, the project itself?
I haven't seen much about it, to be honest.
It's kind of in Silicon Valley.
I see. Yeah, sorry. It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, ideally, you know, the governments in here and the UK should be cutting tax for innovators, people that are creating money, people that are creating jobs. It's looking good. And if the turnout at this event and the quality of the kind of delegates is anything to go by, then Russia, it's going to be lapping at Silicon Valley's toes before too long.
Yeah. So I talked to a bunch of VCs and entrepreneurs, and they all saying that real hubs in Germany, in Europe, are Germany and Berlin, apparently, and London.
Yes.
How do you think that would change with time spread, and maybe do you think Russia have any chance competing with Germany or
I think so. If
London?
today's anything to go by, then I think convincing more and more people to get involved in the projects, convincing more and more young people to kind of realise that tech is the way forward in the way that kind of traditional jobs are declining. It's not necessarily people complaining that there aren't jobs for young people. Well, make your own job. If you can't find a job, be your own boss. True. That's how you're going to kind of compete, and that's the kind of ethos of we've got kind of Silicon Roundabout, not quite a valley in London. And that's what I think a lot of young people are doing now is instead of going down the traditional kind of lines of traditional routes of finding jobs, is creating their own companies, setting up their own organisations, and if you can't find a boss, just be the boss yourself.
Sure. So what would be your the only piece of advice for entrepreneurs, the most important for Russian entrepreneurs?
Never take no for an answer. Is always my advice. Steve Wojcik came out with a great line earlier, which stuck with me, which was. I've forgotten it. Which was, and also just because the things you do, the things that you'll do because you can't afford, the things that you'll do because you can't afford, you can't afford to do them one way, will be the best things you ever do. So never take the kind of financial restrictions as as a barrier, and never take no for an answer. Find solutions around them, and you'll end up on top.
Okay, cool. So thanks for being here. And
no, thanks for having me.
Alex.
Cheers.
Yep.